Is it live here? It's live here.
It's live here.
And we're here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a modified version of Funnel Fridays. You guys all know Jim Edwards over here?
Hey, guys. Jim Edwards here.
And I'm Russell.
Russell Brunson over there.
For those who don't know me, I'm Russell. So we are not going to be doing a full-out Funnel Fridays today, but we want to talk about what's happening next week because Jim is going to be speaking at Funnel Fridays.
Yes, I am.
Funnel Hacking Live. Sorry, what's it called?
Yeah, I'm going to be talking there too. I'm talking everywhere. You can't shut me up.
Yeah. All right. So those who don't know Jim, we've been doing Funnel Fridays almost every week. We're not 100% consistent, but every week for what episode are we on? We are on episode 22 weeks. The public with Funnel Fridays. That's pretty crazy, actually.
That's like 6 years in internet time.
And how many people do we know that have had a consistent show this long? Most people do it once or twice and they stop. So
that's right. And we're just getting started. In fact, we identified 4 different segments we're going to start doing. We're going to have segments and characters and all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned for your next Funnel Fridays once Funnel Hacking Live is over and Russell's back to a sane level.
After Russell gets menu, Russell gets a nap. So I'm excited because let me tell you the backstory about Jim. Because when I got started online, there was like 5 or 6 of these like internet guru guides who like everybody just bowed to them. And it was like, and there was like one guy who was like half Puerto Rican, half American. There's one guy who yelled really loud. There's another guy who, and then there's this one guy who wore flowered t-shirt or flowered Hawaiian shirts every single time. And
he's grumpy guy.
And I bought all this stuff. He had this, yeah, that's him.
I never realized that was you. I'm just to say that.
That's the Jim that I knew from back in the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Jim had an article course about how to make tons of money with articles. Jim also had a mini site creator, which I don't know if I ever told you this story, but my dad wanted to learn internet marketing. And so I taught him how to make a website and front page. And he made this first website. It had all these like flashing GIFs and animated crazy. And it was like kind of embarrassing. And I was like, Dad, those things don't work. And he's like, no, they're really cool. Cause he's just going to Google Images and ripping everything funny it's like his page had like 200 GIFs and like 100 characters. So I bought a copy of Mini Site Creator. I gave it to my dad to watch. And then afterwards he was like, hey, Russell, so Jim Edwards said that flashing GIFs aren't cool. So I took it off. That's pretty cool, Dad. Like what's up? You can't be a prophet in your hometown? Like,
exactly. A great prophet is never known in his own land.
So anyway, but I've been a fan and a follower of Jim's forever. And then we had a chance. First time to meet ever was actually at Armin's public speaking. What was it called?
Speaker X in Vegas.
Persuasion X.
Oh, Persuasion X. Yeah.
And we had matching watches. Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember that. We had matching.
I don't.
We both had the same Rolex, and I was like,
the Jack Bauer Rolex. It's the silver oyster with the black face that he wore in the first season of 24. Just in case you didn't know that?
I did not know that, and that's my favorite.
Dude, that's why I bought that watch.
I'm not wearing it. I'm gonna go home real quick and get it because I didn't. If I would have known that, I would never taken it off.
That is the watch he wore in the first season of 24. That's the whole reason I bought that watch.
Oh my gosh!
I'll wear it next week.
I'm wearing mine next week too. Now that I know that,
yeah.
It's one that you have to hand wind it by walking, so it hasn't been hand around for like a year. I need to
don't do your hand like that in the wrong circles because people will look at you funny. But yeah, they get the idea.
I'll say next week.
Yeah, and I ain't walking around like that with you next week doing this while we're hey, nice watch. No, that not in the bathroom either. Don't come up to me and say, hey Jim, what watch you wearing there, buddy?
This just went really bad, really fast. Anyway, back to
funnels. Hey, Opa.
Funnels. Anyway, it was really cool. And then Marketers Cruise, we saw each other, and I was like, right before the .com Secrets book came out, and I was like, I'm gonna send Jim a copy of my book. Maybe he'll read it. That'd be the coolest thing ever. So I sent a copy of the .com Secrets book, and then he messaged me a couple weeks later. And there it is.
And I said, dude, your book's really good. I like it. No, I didn't say it like that. Like I didn't say, hey, I was really surprised your book was good. I said, this is really a good book. And I did something that I never do, which is I did a video testimonial for it with no strings attached or anything. I was like, this is a damn good book. Get a copy. There you go.
And I'm sitting on this side, and I'm like, Jim Edwards thought my book was good. I'm like jumping around. Like, anyway, it was really exciting. And then he came back later and was like, hey, we should turn all these scripts into actual scripts, and we should call them something like funnel scripts. And I had actually bought the domain Funnel Scripts like a couple months earlier. And I was like, oh, marriage made in heaven. And ever since then, we've had this really cool business together called Funnel Scripts. And we've been doing this thing called Funnel Scripts, or no, Funnel Fridays. And now you're coming to speak of Funnel Hacking Live, which is just like,
yay.
So exciting.
It's going to be awesome. I mean, I'm pretty excited because you got like 1,500 people there. And truth be told, that will be the largest live in-person audience I will have ever spoken to.
That is exciting.
So I'm letting everybody know when I get up on stage, the first thing I'm going to make the whole audience do is the wave. Everybody's going to have to do the wave, and I'm going to run across the stage going like this, pointing, and they go and do the wave. And if anybody else who speaks before me makes them do that, you're copying me and you suck.
Here's the schedule. I speak right ahead of you, so I may bring out the Brunson wave.
That's right. So anyway, I'm really excited because it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I was telling somebody today, somebody said, man, you need to tell me what events I need to go to. I said, well, you should have been going to Funnel Hacking Live because the energy at Funnel Hacking Live is like nothing else anywhere. I mean, this is, everybody's excited. They're sharing, they're helping, they're doing cool stuff, and you're actually getting things accomplished. So it's by far the best event. Absolutely.
Thank you. It is really fun, and it's I went to a lot of internet marketing seminars where everyone's like geeking out on their computers, all nerdy, and I'm like, and I went to Tony Robbins' seminar. People were like, it's like you're walking on fire and you're going crazy, and I was like, we're kind of in between, but we're definitely not. Yeah, there's a lot of energies. It's good. So I'm excited. Awesome. All right, so actually, I should off air, and if you could just say it live, it'd make me feel really good. So I sent Jim a copy of this book before his cruise last week, and Jim is probably one of the first 2 or 3 people to ever read this. And I just love if you just give me any feedback you have, make me feel better about myself real quick. Live.
Gosh. Well, when we were talking before, I was saying that there were a few things that you probably needed to fix in it. No, what I said was it's very good. And I think it's actually better than the .com Secrets book. And it has stuff that, well, I don't want to, because then it'll sound like I'm ripping on this, but the new book, I think, is what will put somebody over the top. And I can really tell from paying attention to stuff you've done, it really is kind of like your opus of everything coming together to teach people.
That's awesome.
You're really giving them something that if you'll just do what Russell says in the book, it's simple, it's doable, and it's a way for you to carve your own space without getting caught, your own blue ocean rather than getting eaten alive in the red ocean. And you need to read the book in order to find out what that reference really means. Yeah. Available soon from Russell Brunson Press.
At a funnel near you. All right, cool. So thank you for making me feel even better about myself today. Now, with that said, I want to talk about you now. Well, I already talked about you. I hope you made you feel good too. But let's talk about I don't want you to tell everyone about what's happening in the presentation, but I want you to get everyone excited about what you're going to be covering so that they are showing up prepared and ready for the wave. And then for this, what is it you're going to be talking about?
Well, I think the biggest thing that everybody needs to understand is and this is part of the original conversation that we had creating funnel scripts, is that you've got all these tools, and the tools have gotten easier and easier and easier to set up your funnels, to take payments. I mean, remember how hard it was to take payments, how hard it was to build a list, how hard it was to set up a page. Now you have all these tools. What's the number one thing you have to be able to do with the tools? Get an offer up on the web in order to have people send you money. Now, what is an offer? An offer is basically sales copy. And that's the thing, that sales copy and the content on your funnel that's going to get people to actually become your customer, become your subscriber, opt into your list, take your survey, do all these things. And that's the thing that ultimately holds people back, is they look at the page and they're like, what do I put on the page? And that's sales copy. So the ability to be able to create sales copy really, really quickly is what spells the difference between able to test a funnel, figure out what's working, stop doing what's not working, and keep doing what is working. And in the past, the way that most people have created sales copy, the way you get taught to do sales copy is, well, you need to just sit down and write sales copy. Here are a bunch of example letters that you can look at. Here are some templates. Here are some other things. But ultimately, you have to learn how to be a copywriter before you can write copy. And what I'm going to show you is using a combination of what I call building blocks and scripts. You don't have to become a copywriter in order to be able to get great copywriting results. What you have to do is be able to get inside the mind of your audience, identify the specific things that are important to them, phrase them in a certain way, and then use proven scripts. And so I'm going to show you exactly what those building blocks are. I'm going to give you a ton of different examples that you can use. And I'm even going to have a cool handout that you'll be able to download so that you'll be able to do exactly what I'm going to teach you in my actual presentation. And one of the quotes that I have in my presentation is basically, this is the big idea. The fastest way to great copy is to not write copy. It's to use building blocks and scripts. I'm going to give you a quick quote here from Eugene Schwartz, who was the author of Breakthrough Advertising. He's like one of the acknowledged people that of copywriting teachers and actual people who've done it. He says, copy is not written. Copy is assembled. You do not write copy, you assemble it. You're working with a series of building blocks. You're putting the building blocks together, and then you're putting them in certain structures. So what I'm going to help you to do is literally identify what those building blocks are for your particular audience. You're going to do this in my presentation, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to use them in the most important copy elements there are to assemble virtually any type of funnel that you want to make, whether it's to sell a product, a service, to get opt-ins, and whatnot. So we've got a lot to accomplish in 50 minutes or 55 minutes with no pitching. And of course, we're going to do that. We're going to have some fun. And I'm going to share with you also the 3 funnels that changed my life. And I'm going to walk you through that progression of how I went from thinking, hey, man, maybe this will work for me, to, yeah, I can make this work, to, hey, this can replace my income, to, hey, this can make me rich. And I'm going to walk you through those specific funnels so you can understand that you know, I was one funnel away from the next level in my life each time, and see where my mindset was. And the big thing for me was sales copy was the one where I went from, hey, this is something that's interesting, to, hey, this could replace my income. That was when I decided that I was going to get really good at sales copy. And then by getting really good at sales copy, I figured out they didn't have to be really good at sales copy. I had to be really good at identifying those building blocks and using scripts. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, Russell. And I hope that gave you a little bit of an overview without giving away too much. What do you think?
I think it's perfect, man. And I cannot wait. Because I was similar. When I got started, I did not want to learn copy. And so I tried to hire a copywriter, and I found out that copywriters charge like $15,000 to write a sales letter. So I was like, all right, I got to learn copy. And then I hated it for a long time. And then similar to you, after I learned how to do it, then it's like, oh, wait, now that I understand this, there's actually better, easier ways. So I cannot wait to see you break it down, and it'll give someone, because I think it's one of the biggest problems in our community as a whole right now, which is what funnel scripts is all about. What all this stuff is like, our people are getting good at building funnels, but then it's like the words on the funnels is like what actually makes them work. The structure of the funnel is good, but it's like the copy, the words, like that's the key. And so the better we become at that, the better all your funnels become. So, and you know, I want to say one quick thing, and this is another quote. We're having famous people quotes from my presentation. I'm not the greatest copywriter in the world. I will admit that right up front. But I am the greatest copywriter I ever hired, because all my $1 million sales letters, of which I have had several, were written by me. Because I knew how to communicate with my audience better than a copywriter that I could hire. I'm not busting on copywriters, and people are like, oh, you hate copywriters. No, I don't. I think copywriters are great. Copywriters do a very valuable function. But in order for, it's like Gary Halbert said, you know, the really great copywriters, you got to get in line. You can't, and in most cases, you can't even afford them. If you need really great copy, he said, you need to learn how to write it yourself. And it's the absolute truth. Anybody who can write $1 million copy, either you can't afford to pay them or they're too busy. You need to become $1 million copywriter. Yeah. It's funny. We had so a long time ago, we launched a thing where people pay us $100,000 to build a funnel for them, and then we got 10% of all their profits. And we don't do it anymore because like you said, the line is too big. And we've had, I think, 8 people since the year began calling, begging to give us $100,000. And we're like, nope. And we told every one of them no. And the same thing with like a good copywriter. Like if they're really good, like Like I don't want or need projects to do those funnels anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
well, all the work that you would do, you make $100,000. I mean, you and I together have made $100,000 in 60 minutes. Actually, made $400,000 in 60 minutes.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense for me to get 100 to do all the work that, and only 10%. Like I'd rather just keep all of it if that's cool and just do it myself. Which copywriters, it's funny. One of my friends, I won't mention him because he's kind of underground dude, but he was a copywriter for a long time, and then he broke off on his own. He wrote his own sales letter for his own product and did over day one, did 500 grand. And that offers him 500 grand a day till he did like, I don't know, like 70, $80 million before Google slapped it. But it was insane. And like now you can never hire him again because he realized I could just write this for myself. And yeah, the best ones you can't hire. So it's good to understand it and to learn it and to master it. And especially in the way Jim's going to be teaching.
Can I share one quick story? I know you wanted to keep this to 10 minutes, but I want to share one quick story that I think is really relevant for people. And I'm talking to the people who are coming to Funnel Hacking Live who have not had $100,000 funnel yet, who've not made $1 million. I remember I went to a conference, it was in February of 2001. It was in Boulder, Colorado, was put on by Jonathan Mizell. You remember him? Are you even old enough to remember that?
He was one of the legends. In fact, we talked about him the other day.
And I went to that conference, and I was actually a speaker at the conference, but I was a speaker because I was working for another guy. And I wasn't making a lot of money at the time. I was making about $3,000 a month on the internet. And I saw these people that were making at the time, $100,000 a month, $500,000, $1 million a month. And I looked at them and I saw what they were doing, and I realized they were no different than me. And so what I want to tell everybody who's coming to Funnel Hacking Live who hasn't made it yet is that you need to pay attention to the people that you see talking, the people that you're meeting and talking to during the networking sessions, at the round tables, at the hackathon and all that, and just see that they're just like you. If they can do it, you can do it. And I remember looking at a couple people going, if that dude can make $200,000 a month, I know I can do it too, because he looks like he can barely put his pants on. These people are spilling stuff on themselves at lunch. I mean, the dude can't even eat right. He's using his fork wrong. And I'm like, that dude's making $2 million a year. There is no reason why I can't do it. So I want everybody to come with that attitude too. It's like, if these people can do it, use it as a source of inspiration. If they can do it, you can do it too. And it's not a zero-sum game. Their success does not detract from your success. We can all be massively successful, and being there together and learning from one another will all go a lot further too. That's a big thing with an event like this, that you need to keep that in mind. So don't be a little mouse. Don't be, off in the corner like, oh, these people are better than me or different than me. Get in there and take advantage of it every way you can.
It's awesome, man.
I feel that way about that. Jim can do it.
And David said Jim can do it. And
if Jim can do it, I mean, seriously, look at that gray goatee.
How am I even going to respond to that than just to say, yeah, right on? It's a family show. If it was a private, it'd be like, okay, it's on. Come on. And like I said before the thing started, I'll be seeing each one of you in the gym every morning before everything's happening, because all you young guys should be there with the old guy with the beard goatee, and we'll have a pull-up contest.
If any of you guys have questions, show up at the gym in the morning. Jim will be there, and I probably won't be, but I'll try.
Yeah, it's probably not a good place to. You say hi to me. Don't be asking me how you can get more traffic while I'm trying to bench press. It doesn't end well.
Oh man. Well, Jim, I'm excited to see you. We're leaving here in like 2 days or 3 days. Anyway, I'm excited to see you in a couple of days.
Me too.
Fun. And for all of our funnel hackers out there, entire families coming to Dallas with us, cannot wait to see you all. One quick reminder for Melanie, so I don't get yelled at. Registration starts Monday from 1 till 5. You have 4 hours to register. Please do it during that window. Don't show up Tuesday morning, because we have like a 45-minute registration Tuesday morning before we start. We start at 9 a.m. Yeah, 9 on Tuesday we start. So if you're late, it means you'll be outside registering, looking through the windows. I'm telling all the best things, because I want to make like the first 20 minutes of the show the best, so that people are like, oh. So the first 20 minutes, here's the schedule, is like insane. So if you're out in the hallway registering, waiting, then you're going to miss the best part of the show outside of Jim's presentation and probably Tony Robbins. But my best part is happening at the very beginning, and I don't want you guys missing it. And so please register on Monday. It makes our staff's job so much easier than doing Tuesday morning. That'd be awesome. So with that said, you guys, I appreciate you, Jim. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. I cannot wait to see you guys all in Dallas next week.
Awesome. Bye, everybody.
See you in a couple days.